Okay, so
Then,
here he's playing against Benko.
Benko, yeah. Usually he was almost a client, from Bobby. I mean, he lost a lot of games against Bobby because Benko himself was also a very strong grandmaster, but he had a very active style, He liked to play very complicated games. And against Bobby, of course, was very dangerous, And playing very complicated Sicilian, even worse. And we'll see what happens here. So, okay, knight f6, knight c3, d6, again, bishop c4, Sozin. I told you, the main variation. Okay, queen b6. This is one of the lines played by the Hungarian grandmasters. Benko was himself Hungarian. I mean, he came to
US.
United States. He stayed there for a very long time, and afterwards he came back to Hungary, and he died in Hungary later on. Very old. And that was, one of their variations, queen b6. Portish also played in another line from Sicilian against myself, and he lost also a very beautiful game, in 63. So that was in 59. All right, so knight d2. The alternative here is knight b3. Knight b3 is even a little bit better for white. We know now. But knight d2 is possible. Knight d2 is very sharp. You see, it's move by move, the line. e6, castle, bishop e7, bishop b3, castle, and king h1. He's preparing, He wants to put the bishop in g5 and later on very quickly f4. This is the idea, for white. So, okay, knight a5, bishop g5, queen c5. Until now, everything is very good for black. I mean, he defended very well, very good line. So f4, and here b5. Okay, after b5, knight g3, he played a little bit too quickly this move b4. Instead of b4, it was better probably to prepare a little bit to play bishop b7 first. If he plays bishop b7, it's very complicated, but black is probably all right. I mean, more or less even. I mean, not completely even game, but complicated and very unclear, By playing b4, he's provoking, and white has time to do something himself very quickly, Of course, he doesn't move the knight, and he plays himself very quickly e5. And from here it starts, It's move by move. White tries to attack very quickly, So what to do? I mean, he took in e5, of course. Now bishop takes, and takes with the pawn, because if he takes with the bishop, white puts the knight in e4,
Oh,
and
okay.
after queen d4, after queen d4, he can even take there, and queen g4 check, and knight h5, or immediately queen h5. Very unclear and very dangerous for black, Very, very dangerous. So, right, he preferred to play g takes. It seems, okay, dangerous, but he hopes to defend himself, So knight e4. He gave a pawn for strong initiative, and he continues, of course. Queen h5. Now you have to be very careful with black, because in 2-3 moves, white is coming, almost decisively. You can't play immediately f5, because after f5, rook d1, you can almost resign in 2-3 moves, So what to do? You have to defend by only moves. He hopes, has time to trade a few pieces, So now, what did he play? Queen h6.
Yes.
White, he's threatening mate in 1 with knight h5. Knight h5, threatening mate immediately, So therefore, black is in big trouble here, Probably the only move is to take in f4. And here, he continues, Now again, you can't take the pawn, the knight, because he's mate in 1 in g7,
Yes.
King g7 mate. So what to do? The only move, f5. Now again, he's preparing, extra move in attack, you see. The rook is in d1, and the final blow is knight f6 check. It's almost forced. Here is forced.
Yeah.
So what to do? He played queen e5, the only move. Queen e5, and now knight there, check. He takes, and now you have to give the queen, because otherwise he's mate in one. Takes, and now, of course, here he continues 2-3 moves, but he could resign immediately, Knight, now is only 2 pieces for queen, and white is attacking, he continues to attack. So the continuation is forced. So check, king there, and queen e7. He attacks twice, c5 and f8. Okay. The only move, bishop a6. He took in c5, no? He took in f1. He took in f1, and what? He resigned, no?
He resigned, yes.
He resigned. Okay. Queen against rook. And the attack continues.
Yeah.
So punishment, tactical punishment. Very quick, you see. It's not very clear. Only a small mistake. Instead of b4, he has to play bishop b7,
To
he
defend.
underestimated probably a little bit the chances of his opponent, and you had the result in, beauty prize.
Beauty prize.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.